Fourth quarter brought to you by Perez Flooring here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week with 4 minutes, 18 seconds until we get to the finish line of tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week. A big thanks to our presenting sponsor this week in Urban Ristique, as the kickoff will be in over end toward the 9-yard line. DeAndre O'Neal will slide forward to about the 27-yard line after returning it 18 yards on a Munford kickoff by Wildflower Florals and Gifts. A big thanks to all of our sponsors for helping us out this week on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Urban Ristique will have their big fall festival coming up on October the 28th. At their location on 1710 Hamrick Drive East in Oxford. The all-in-one vendor mart and also the Spooktacular Costume Contest will be a part of that grand fall festival at Urban Ristique. So that'll be from 9 a to 9 p on October the 28th. The Urban Ristique Free Fall Festival. 4 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in tonight's ball game. Hunter Gore's a solid job of managing the offense this evening. As right up the middle will be one of the backup fullbacks for Cleburne County, Silas Hunt, getting some quality carries now as there's a flag on the play. So
On the defense, last call against 5-yard penalty.
A face mask call going on Munford's defense, the 5-yard variety. So that'll move it closer to and almost right at the first down marker. A very solid game, minus the flags, and more so for Cleburne County, some of the fumbles that they've had at least spread around throughout tonight's game. But according to Coach Joby Burns, the wing tee offense definitely fits their personnel. They've been a work in progress so far as a team, but especially offensively, trying to transition to the wing tee offense. But as you know, Coach, that offensive line, the key as far as operating an efficient wing tee offense, and we've definitely seen Cleburne County at peak form on the offensive line this evening.
Well, so goes the offensive line, so goes the team. And so, my hat's off to him, going to the wing tee. Most coaches want to follow tradition, but, he's doing what's best for his personnel. And, hey, I admire a coach like that. He kind of analyzed during the offseason, and he does what's best for his team.
2nd down and 5 as Hunter Gore will give off to his backup fullback, Silas Hunt, on the call, close to, and gets the iCare Alabama first down. So Cleburne County just trying to keep it on the ground and get enough first downs to be able to run the clock and get a rock-solid victory at home in region play. For Munford, of course, they'll host Cherokee County next week at Lincoln for their annual rivalry matchup, a non-region game to begin October. And then they'll face Jacksonville, White Plains, and Handley. Jacksonville and Handley at home and White Plains on the road for their region games in October, and travel to Asheville to close out the regular season. That'll be the give off the right side, and a fumble and a recovery for Munford as they'll try and get a scoop and score, and going all the way back for the touchdown is Jacob King. We had him on a couple of weeks ago on the FNN Coaches Show as Jacob King picks up the loose ball and takes it to the house for the touchdown.
Well, you got a flag back there, too. I don't know if it was after the touchdown.
So there you see the give, and the ball popping out of Ware's hands for Cleburne County as it'll be King returning for the touchdown from 37 yards out. But apparently, I think that fumble return is going to get wiped off the board.
Block in the back on the returning team. 10-yard penalty from the spot. It's going to be a first down.
So it'll be a post-fumble penalty. So the recovery for Jacob King will go in the books, but the touchdown won't, as a block in the back.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we put you first. With more than 15 years' experience, our family-owned business provides a range of services such as custom prosthetics, sports bracing, diabetic shoes, and mobility. We are located centrally in Alexandria, Alabama. Give us a call today to set up a free evaluation appointment. Also, ask about home delivery.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Food Barn in Raglan offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglanFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to The River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Raglan.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
Postseason play begins tonight as we come to you for the first time this year from the Hill on the west side of Anniston, as the Walter Welborn Panthers, the Class 3A Region 4 champions, will take on the 4 seed out of Class 3A Region 1 Flomaton in a first-round Class 3A playoff game here on the west side of Anniston. Our F&N High School football game of the week tonight brought to you by the Car Crash Attorneys from Cleveland and Murphy, and our playoff presentation by Bama Sheds. And we wish you a happy Friday and a happy postseason first-round game day. From the west side of Anniston, James Hardy with you, and we're very happy to have with us Coach Eddie Bullock back with us after being under the weather last week. Coach, first off, very happy to have you back, and it's postseason time, so every game counts now from here on out.
Absolutely. I'm glad to be back, and, hey, this football weather, so, hey, I'm glad to stand up here and be able to look down on that field again.
A little chill in the air, as we should expect temperatures around that 60-degree mark for practically the entire ball game. Is in this part of Alabama also. It's rained for much of the day here in East Alabama right now at 57 degrees, and probably should be dry for this ball game. And when you look at these two teams, Eddie, as far as Flomaton and Walter Wellborn, both teams coached by hard-nosed, old-school coaches. For Flomaton, Coach Doug Vickery, and, of course, Coach Jeff Smith for Walter Wellborn. Should see a lot of hard-hitting and really a lot of physical blue-collar play from both teams tonight.
Hey, what they call it, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Oh, that's right. As first off for Walter Wellborn, a really solid season for Coach Jeff Smith's squad. 7-3 in the regular season, and for actually somewhat unbelievably, the first time since Jeff Smith took over as the head coach at Walter Wellborn, they went undefeated in region play at a perfect 6-0 in Class 3A Region 4.
Well, I'm surprised at that. You know, I mean, all the great years that he's had, you know, that's amazing that this is the first time.
And then you look on the opposite sideline for Coach Doug Vickery, who's also very much a veteran coach. He's been the head coach at Flomaton since 2006, has 123 wins against 77 losses, and this year 6-4, but 4-3 in Class 3A Region 1, and they've gone up against some of the best competition, especially in the South Division, but really across the state of Alabama in Region 1.
And, you know, that's what matters when you get in playoff time. You know, some records can be deceiving, but, you know, Flomaton appears to not be a typical 4 seed, you know.
Flomaton comes in on a 2-game winning streak as they closed out region play a couple of weeks ago with a homecoming 41-28 win over Monroe County, and then an easy 63-0 win at Marengo last week. And then Walter Wellborn, a tough loss to close out the season last week here at the Hill, 28-22 to Cleburne County. Now, before we go into our highlights from last week, just a reminder that our F&N Game of the Week will transition fully as far as our game tonight to the NFHS network, while on the primary F&N channels, you will be seeing an encore presentation of Piedmont and Cherokee County from earlier this season. So before we take our first time out of the evening, we will give you a look at our highlights as far as a close comeback call for Cherokee County as they dropped their first game of the season last week at home to Fort Payne. Tittle throws, fade pattern toward the end zone and off for the touchdown. Lock off the left side, going toward the end zone, runs over a defender and gets to around the 1-yard line. He'll give off the right side and stretching for the end zone and in for the touchdown. Give off the right side for Blank, stretches it to the far sideline, toward the goal line, and in for the touchdown. Rolls and has to chuck it down the field, and that is caught on the deflection inside the 20. Under center, as he'll give up the middle, as Bennett bangs his way in for the touchdown. Play action, Tittle throws, has a receiver behind the defense, Chestnut for the touchdown. Fakes. Throws over the middle and in rhythm, complete to the 45-yard line to Ben Frampton. Clock approaches 90 seconds. Tittle time and goes down in the loose football and looks as if Fort Payne recovers.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Hello, I'm John Garlick, and I'm running for probate judge here in Calhoun County, and I'm asking for your vote. From accounting and finance to law enforcement and mental health, my education, training, and experience make me uniquely qualified to be your probate judge. Now, I've sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Alabama, and I look forward to taking that oath again as your next probate judge. I'm John Garlick, and I'm asking for your vote.
Don't let some New York City lawyer in a fancy suit tell you the only way you can get the money you deserve in your car crash is to use his mega law firm. All you'll be there is just another number in an endless hall of records.
And remember, our files have names, not numbers, and the only size that matters is the size of the check.
So if you've been injured in a car crash, call Cleveland and Murphy, 256-403-5317. or look us up on the web at modelcitylaw.com.
Call my daddy!
The Food Barn in Raglan offers the best in good old-fashioned hometown service when you're shopping for groceries, plus the latest ways to get great food specials your way. Click on RaglanFoodBarn.com. Follow the Food Barn on Facebook and listen to the River for weekly specials.
Where you can get everything you need from down on the farm and it won't cost you a leg or an arm.
And they're open 7 days a week. For the best cuts on quality meats, great service, and great prices, it's the Food Barn in Raglan.
It's game day, and from all of us at Bucks Island,
from the Loft Tackle Store,
from the team in service,
from the team in parts,
from the sales team,
from the Bucks Island family, good luck and go get 'em, boys.
Treating our customers the way we want to be treated since 1948. BucksIsland.com or call 1-800-I'm-READY. Let our team help you win on the water.
I'm Mark Box. I've been a part of the funeral industry for over 25 years. As a funeral professional, serving others is an integrated part of my life. It's been a privilege helping families in many ways throughout my career. As the owner of Anniston Memorial Funeral Home, Anniston Memorial Gardens, and Maple Grove Cemetery, I would like each of you to know that my staff and I are here to serve each of you during your time of need. We want you to feel comforted and honored as we memorialize the life of your loved one. I am grateful for the opportunity to give back within Calhoun County and our local communities. It is our hope and prayer that each family we meet feels cared for and loved.
Our countdown to kickoff continues, brought to you by S&H Waterproofing and Construction, and our game of the week tonight, the first round of the Class 3A playoffs by the Car Crash Attorneys at Cleveland and Murphy. James Hardy, Coach Eddie Bullock, and we'll bring in Jim Jacobs because we got a big one tonight. And, of course, with postseason play beginning, every game in the postseason, a big one across the state of Alabama tonight.
Yeah, we got a few, I think, don't we, Coach?
Absolutely, yeah. We got more than a few.
I think there's a game or two that'll matter tonight. What do you think?
Yep, hey, I agree 100%.
All right, well, let's start off with one that definitely will matter. ARAB travels to Homer Smiles tonight to take on the Leeds Green Wave, and I think this one is going to be a dandy.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a tough one, too, because ARAB is playing well. And, again, you throw all records out the window there when you come to playoff. Everybody's 0-0, but I think I'm going to lean toward the home team here with Leeds at home.
You mentioned ARAB playing well, but Leeds has been playing well ever since their midseason loss to Southside that we aired on the FNN Game of the Week. So I like Leeds to continue their momentum into the first round tonight.
Yeah, I gotta go with the big green L tonight, and that's not for a loss. That's for Leeds.
That's right.
Indeed.
So we're all for Leeds tonight. All right, let's get back to our next one. This one, let's just face it, guys. This is bad blood football right here.
Bad blood.
That's what makes rivalry special, though, when you got two teams that can't stand each other. And, of course, there's been a lot on and off the field as far as Coosa Christian this season. Spring Gardens played really well for the last almost month and a half of the season now. But I think Coosa Christian, because they've been playing with a chip on their shoulder with something to prove, I think they go on the road and win tonight.
Well, I agree with you, James. I'm going with the Mad Dogs. I think they got a chip on the shoulder, and, hey, they going in with an attitude.
You know, I kind of sensed in Spring Garden Tuesday, James, when we had them on our last coaches show, I didn't sense a lot of confidence. So I'm going with the Conquerors in this one as well. You see the flag being prepared to be raised. I'm sure we'll be getting to our national anthem here shortly. Next up, Moody travels to Scottsboro.
Well, you know, I kind of like, what I saw in Moody. I just hadn't seen them play on the road too much, and I think I think they take a good quality football team down on the road, but I guess I just got to lean towards Scottsboro being at home, though.
That's a fair pick, but I really liked what we saw out of Charlie Johnson 2 weeks ago against Southside. If he can have that type of performance, I think they can go in. And I'm going to bank on another big quarterbacking performance for Moody tonight. And I think they go on the road and get a first-round W.
Well, guys, I'm going to start by saying I'm not really sure how good the region is that Moody and Southside and Leeds were in. Boaz goes into Southside last night, and I didn't call it an upset. I kind of thought that it could happen. I was surprised that there were no more points scored than were, but I'm going with the home team tonight. I think Moody exits after round one.
Could very well see that happening.
All right, this one's not too far from us, just a couple of miles down Quintard, Athens, and Oxford tonight, Coach. The Big O roll?
I think the Big O roll's at home tonight.
Yeah, I think so, too. They had a very nice win on the road, albeit a very short road trip up to Jacksonville last week. And I think at home, and a very solid season for Coach Sam Adams' squad, I think they get the W to begin postseason play.
Yeah, I think Oxford continues their potential trip to Tuscaloosa as they'll take care of Athens tonight. All right, we talked about this game. They moved it earlier in the week when we had our graphics already done. Kudos to Southside for a great season, Coach. You lose your top quarterback the first game of the season. You go to the first round of the playoffs and you win a region title. That's not a bad night for Southside.
Hey, that's not a bad season. I think they did great. I empathize with them, and I think they did a great job to lose your starting quarterback and a couple other injuries as well.
All right, up next, how about this one? Anniston on the road to T.R. Miller, Coach. Nothing pretty about this road trip.
No, it's nothing pretty. I know T.R. Miller from the past, and I've heard that they're not the typical T.R. Miller, but, I have to see it to believe it. And, I know Anniston has the capability to go anywhere and beat anybody. It just depends on what team shows up. So, I'm not sure about this. And I have to kind of lean with the home team there at home.
Let me just help you, Coach. It won't be tonight. T.R. Miller takes care of the Bulldogs. Next up on our big ones, UMS Wright at Central Clay County. Boy, this has all the trappings of any writer or media person would possibly want. Danny Horn and Terry Curtis at one another. Central Clay County, of course, lost their big-time running back to a leg injury last week in the season finale. It's a great game here, guys.
Great game, hey, and it has all the bells and whistles, but there's one problem there, and that's you going down in Clay Central. So it's tough to go down there and get a win with Danny Horn, So even though they lost that running back, he'll pull some tricks out of the bag. I got to lean toward the home team.
Yeah, I just remember Gulf Shores coming up to Central Clay County in the second round of the 5A playoffs last year and being fortunate to escape with a second-round W. I don't think UMS Wright in a hostile atmosphere is as lucky tonight.
And I don't think this UMS Wright team is quite as talented as those in years past. So I'm going with you guys. I'm with the Vols tonight down in Clay County to get it done. Couple of P's going at it tonight. 4-6 Piedmont on the road to J.B. Pennington. Coach, they got in by the skin of their teeth. Can they advance?
Well, I'm glad they got in, because Coach Miller and I, we're pretty good friends. And, he struggled early, but I just don't know if they got enough to pull this win off at J.B. Pennington, so I'm going with the other P.
Yeah, I'd go with the home team as well to make it as far as an 8-game winning streak for J.B. Pennington.
All right, and I think I've got to go with Pennington to advance as well. Coach Miller's first season with Piedmont comes to an abrupt end. This one's right up the road from us to the north. Bayside Academy from down in South Alabama. 2.5-hour road trip, Coach, to take on the Jacksonville Golden Eagles.
And I think they may have a long trip back home, too. So I think I'm going with the Golden Eagles at home.
Yeah, I think this is an opportunity for Jacksonville to maybe have one of their historic runs in the postseason this year, especially with Jim Ogle, the talents he has at quarterback. So Jacksonville tonight.
All right, so I guess we're all three for Jacksonville to get the job done this evening as our S&H countdown to kickoff continues. And that'll do it for our big ones tonight, other than the one that matters. And there it is right in front of you, the Flomaton Hurricanes here on the hill to take on Walter Welborn. And, Coach, this is going to be nothing but good old smash-mouth football if you like the clippings.
Well, hey, when I was coming in the stadium, I saw Jeff and gave him a nod there, and even though it's a little chilly weather there, he didn't have a jacket on, so he old school,
The man is crazy. I'm just telling you, the man is crazy. If you cut him, he'll bleed black and white.
Hey, you're right. You're absolutely right, and he texts me sometime before the games and all, and actually thanked me for years past, man. But I love Coach Smith, man. He's just a hard-nosed football coach, man, and he love it, man. He love it.
Well, it looks as if we have the Hurricanes of Flomaton making their way out on the playing surface here at the Hill. And we'll see both the teams' captains come out to midfield here shortly for the opening coin toss. So let's go ahead and take a timeout. S&H Waterproofing Construction brings you our countdown to kickoff here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week. And tune in to NFHS at the top of the hour for the first round of the Class 3A play.
That Joe Biden and Hunter Biden were paid $10 million in bribes.
The floodgates are literally open here.
Mike Rogers is standing up to crooked Joe Biden in D.C. Mike Rogers is our way of fighting back.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim shop. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
Family owned and operated for over 50 years, Miller Funeral Home is committed to providing families with the finest services for their loved ones, including our newest service, Aquamation. Aquamation is a gentle, respectful, and eco-friendly alternative to flame cremation. Miller Funeral Home is the only facility in the state of Alabama that offers the Aquamation service. Call us or visit our website today to learn more about how we can serve you and your loved ones.
Don't let some New York City lawyer in a fancy suit tell you the only way you can get the money you deserve in your car crash is to use his mega law firm. All you'll be there is just another number in an endless hall of records.
And remember, our files have names, not numbers, and the only size that matters is the size of the check.
So if you've been injured in a car crash, call Cleveland and Murphy, 256-403-5317. Or look us up on the web at modelcitylaw.com.
Call my daddy!
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
The F&N High School Football Game of the Week continues. Just a reminder that on our F&N platforms, we'll have Piedmont and Cherokee County from week 1 of the season, the second week of the regular season, as we'll be transitioning over to the NFHS network as soon as we get to kickoff. And speaking of closing in on kickoff on our F&N High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the Car Crash Attorneys at Cleveland and Murphy. We have the captains across the way for the Flomaton Hurricanes, about set to at least arrive at midfield. Just waiting for the counterpart as far as the captains for the Panthers of Walter Welburn to arrive as well. We certainly appreciate you for joining us this evening. The first round of the Class 3A playoffs here in the 2023 season. James Hardy, Coach Eddie Bullock with you. This is the first ever meeting between these two teams as Flomaton made the 4-hour trip, probably about an hour from the beaches of Pensacola Beach and Gulf Shores Orange Beach. So a long day for them already. They certainly hope to make that long trip back down to South Alabama with a W tonight. But Walter Welburn wants to advance to the second round as well. The winner of this matchup will face Trinity in the second round of the Class 3A playoffs next week. And there you see the Walter Welburn game captains for this evening. Brennan Talley, one of those game captains, along with Ken Truss and John Phillips. So we're about to have our opening coin toss here in just a moment. But we're about to send it down to the field for pregame festivities as well as our national anthem. Our national anthem on this Veterans Day weekend, as Veterans Day officially tomorrow for the 2023 calendar year. But we are set for the captain's meeting and the opening coin toss as Anniston's Angel Cakes Creamery brings you our opening coin toss, and that will be conducted by our AHSAA head referee, Mike Wilson, as both teams make their way to midfield, and we'll send it down to Mike Wilson at midfield.
All right, congratulations, Scott Murphy, umpire, okay, and I'm Mike Wilson, your referee. Congratulations on making the playoffs. We hope you have a great game. All we ask out of help each other. Unruly players to talk to, or we'll get into the coach, okay? So let's play hard and help each other up. All right, Flomaton, you are the best in teams. You get to call the toss. All right, show you my coin before you call it, okay? Tails, head. What would you like to call? He calls tails. So if I drop it, we'll do it again, okay? And it is tails, okay? What would you like to do? You want to defer, all right? White team wins a. They're going to defer, okay? So you want the ball, right? All right. You want to defend first, the clock or the field half?
The second half.
Turn your back against that way. Y'all turn your backs this way, guys. Don't go very far, okay? All right. All right. Let's get this game rolling. Good luck to both of you.
There you hear referee Mike Wilson tell us that Flomaton wins the toss, and they will defer their option to the second half. Yeah. The AHSAA reminds fans that we all play a role when enjoying high school sports. Be a role model and display good sportsmanship at all times. A public service message from the Alabama High School Athletic Association. The Walter Wellborn Panthers about ready to step foot upon the playing surface here at the Hill as we get set for the opening round of the 2023 AHSAA playoffs. About ready to get the first quarter underway, and a big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight and all season long for their help in presenting to you the F&N High School Football Game of the Week this year. And certainly if you haven't by now, be sure to transition to the NFHS Network, where we'll be streaming exclusively tonight. As there's the Flomaton Hurricanes at 6-4 in the regular season, and they finished 4th in a very competitive Class 3A Region 1, according to Doug Vickery, in his mind, the strongest region in Class 3A in the state of Alabama this year. And the winners of Class 3A Region 4 in 2023 at 6-0 in region play, the Walter Wellborn Panthers, come out onto the field. Coached by veteran head coach Jeff Smith as they come in at 7-3 on the season. They actually started the year 0-2 before reeling off 7 wins in a row, and then they lost narrowly at home against Cleburne County 28-22 to close out the regular season. Couch's Jewelers brings you our first quarter coverage tonight, and we're about to get things started for the 2023 postseason. So settle in. Should be a very physical game tonight here at the Hill. So, Coach Eddie Bullock, before we get things kicked off, remind us and tell us what you think are your keys for both of these teams tonight.
Well, I can tell you right here for both of these teams, it's going to be who dominates the line of scrimmage, because you got mirror images of both teams. And then to go along with that are penalties. You know, you gotta limit your penalties, and just basically who dominates that line of scrimmage for both teams. They're a mirror image of each other.
Miller Funeral Home and Aquamation Center gets you ready for our first kickoff of the postseason here on the NFHS Network. Back to receive will be Trey Downs. It'll be Braden Nall to kick off a line drive kick that goes off of the hands of Downs toward the end zone. Still a loose ball as he now picks it up, and should be a touchback, and it is. So a little shaky beginning on that kickoff, Coach, as far as Walter Wellborn, but they do manage to at least corral that loose ball, and they'll start at the 20-yard line, first down and 10.
Well, I thought at one point he had touched it, and once if you touch it in the field of play, it becomes live, yeah.
Absolutely, as Walter Wellborn will have Noah Screws at quarterback in their wing T look, Kyle Bright, Raymond Williams, and then the feature back, Jabari Williams, just a sophomore at running back. He had 241 yards in their biggest one of the season on the road at Randolph County in the middle of October. Levi Screws, the lone receiver, as our lineup's brought to you by Congressman Mike Rogers. It'll be the give to Williams as he fights for yardage, and not going to get a whole lot as he gets to about the 21-yard line. Andrew Carroll will be the tight end for Walter Wellborn. Kenny Truss at left tackle, Zach Presley the left guard, Dozier Hayes at center, John Phillips at right guard, and Andrew Salter at right tackle. The Congressman Mike Rogers starting lineup offensively for Walter Wellborn. And then they'll go up, the Walter Wellborn offensive line against one of the top defensive linemen in the entire state of Alabama. That's in Miles Adams, who is already a Southern Miss commit. Second and long. It'll be a straight-ahead give and solid running room across the 25-yard line, as it'll be a second down carry for Raymond Williams to set up third down.
Well, you give him a little eye candy there and hit him with a quick dive up the middle.
So Raymond Williams, his first carry of the night, gets 5 to the 26-yard line. Miles Adams, along with Caden Owens, Driston Henderson, and Guy Murphy along the front for Flomaton. And we'll see a little bit of Owen Chancery along that defensive line as well against the wing T. Third down and 4. Give goes to Williams, and not much running room, but second effort gets him to the 30-yard line, and that's going to be enough for the first down. So the opening first down carry of right at 4 yards for Jabari Williams keeps this drive alive in on-time fashions first down for Walter Wellborn. So we'll have Levi Screws come off the bench to give the play into the huddle for Walter Wellborn as they keep this drive alive. Don't expect a lot of passes between both of these teams as they run the ball at about an 80 to 90% clip. 1st and 10. Straight ahead give and solid blocking and pretty good run that time for the fullback in Raymond Williams, the junior. Another look at the Flomaton defense as you have Ryder Spence and Brody Phillips, the primary linebackers, Micah Presley and Connor Coleman, the cornerbacks, Blake Max, the safety, at least according to Doug Vickery, one of the top safeties in his mind in Class 3A, and Harper Harrison also a part of that back end of the defense for Flomaton. So gain on first down to 3 for Raymond Williams. So he has 2 carries for 8 yards early on. And we have early movement, I believe, caused by the defense that time in our first flag of the night. So Mike Wilson will tell us.
Before the snap, encroachment against the defense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So Eddie Noah Screws must have changed up the snap count that time and caught Flomaton a little flat-footed.
Well, he gave him a little hard count right there. He kind of bobbed a little bit, just, knowing your players and knowing your signal count. He did a great job there, and he just gave him a great opportunity to keep this drive going right here.
2nd and 3 after the penalty. Give to Williams, and he's planted off the left side. Wow, that was a big lick by Ryder Spence that time as he just shot through the gap and absolutely stuck Jabari Williams for a loss.
Well, it was actually a trap right there, and the pulling guard missed his block. He overran it, and the guy hit the gap right behind him and was actually, you can't miss that. If he makes that block, then it's off to the races there. He missed it, completely missed it.
I'll tell you what, Eddie, I'm glad I'm up here after watching that hit. 3rd down and 4, so that was a loss of 1 on the play. 41, the line to reach for the first down. Play action, and the toss, open receiver complete for the first down for Ethan Carrolls. He rumbles down the sideline for a huge on-time fashions first down.
Well, that's just a long handoff. You're talking about a 10-yard pass right there. You're getting a little out play. They pull the guard there to get the guard out the block, and you just got a out route right there, and he was able to catch him sleep. That's playing the run.
Neely Boys landscaping with that second look. The gain goes all the way into Flomaton territory at the 34-yard line. So that's a gain of 30 or so on the play. And it'll be the keeper for Screws. Good fake that time, tries to hold on and successfully holds on to the football and advances to the 31 for a gain of 3 yards.
And see, that's the same play they ran earlier. It was a quarterback trap, though, and Screws followed the kick-out block. He kicked him out, and Screws turned it up on the inside, and that's the way that play designed to be ran.
So a gain of 3 on that first down gain. By the way, officially a 29-yard gain on that 3rd and 4 pass from the quarterback Noah Screws to Andrew Carroll. So 2nd down, ball at the 31-yard line. Screws gives to Williams, waits, maintains, or they say that the knee touches back at the 32-yard line. I thought he might have been able to maintain his balance, but according to the judge at the near side, he did not.
Well, he tried to put his hand down, but now he followed his blocking that time. He got the kick-out block, and he immediately turned it back up on the inside, and that's the way that's designed to be ran. It's just a trap play. That's all.
Ball, except for one pass, has been on the ground this entire drive for Walter Wellborn as they have eaten up 5 minutes of the first quarter. So under 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 3rd down and long. Play action. Screws. Pump fakes, and he'll go down in the backfield. Looks like a loose ball on the play. I saw the big bag come out, and it appears that Flomaton has the first turnover of the ball game.
Well, he had the guy right there. I think he wanted to throw it, but he held the ball up in Statue of Liberty for him right there, and he actually dropped it. He should have took it and just took the sack. Yeah, right there, he probably should have just took the sack right there, but instead he he tried to hold it up, and he didn't get an opportunity to get in the counter forward motion, and they just jarred it loose.
Harper Harrison causes the fumble for Flomaton as the Hurricanes begin the night 1st down and 10 on their first offensive drive of the night. Couch's Jewelers presents our first quarter. Kaylee Dixon in motion. He gets the jet sweep handoff and turns the left side, and he'll get some solid yardage across the 40 to about the 42-yard line as we take a look at the Flomaton offense. Now, Blake Max is the primary quarterback, a senior, 6 foot 160, but we'll see mostly Kaylee Dixon and Jackson Fillmore get the vast majority of the carries. Also, Ryder Spence may get some time in the backfield. River Raymer and Jalen Taylor, the primary tight ends. And then they use a lot of offensive linemen, do Flomaton in their wing tee. Tucker Lambeth along with Boyette, Randall Rowell, Zach Herndon, Ty Wiggins, John Wesley Sessions, and a lot of others. That's the Congressman Mike Rogers starting lineup offensively for Flomaton. We're halfway through the opening quarter, first round of the 3A playoffs. Give to Dixon. Races away from the defense, turns the corner right side, has the on-time Fashions first down into Walter Welburn territory, out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Walter Welburn.
Well, I see some speed out of Dixon right there. He clearly ran away from those two defensive linemen right there, and he was able to turn it up. So if he get anything going north and south, he's going to be hard to tackle because he showed me some speed right there on that play.
A 4-3 defensive look for Walter Welburn. Trey Downs and Ethan Carroll, the defensive ends. Andrew Salter and Jay Montgomery, the defensive tackles. 1st and 10. Jackson Fillmore will get the snap. Follows blocking and gets stuck right at the line of scrimmage. And he will go no further as Walter Welburn ready for that direct snap keeper by Jackson Fillmore.
And that's when they're at their best. When you're running north and south and they don't have to move too far laterally to make a play, you at their mercy right there because they're going to stick a hat in there and they're strong and they lift weight, so they're not afraid to hit you in the mouth right there.
No gain, or maybe a half yard. So 2nd down and a long 9. Fillmore, or now Max, looks like back in the game. And it'll be the quick toss to Dixon, a lateral complete. Left side as he gets into the open field for the on-time Fashions first down inside the 30-yard line, about the 28, maybe the 27.
Well, he gave him some eye candy right there. You're gonna notice he's gonna come in to make the cornerback readjust, and then they throw him a quick stay pattern, we call them. They throw him a quick screen pass right there, and they putting him in space. So Flomaton is using their athletes right there. I don't know how many jets he can run.
1st down and 10, however. It'll be Fillmore, Wildcat quarterback, off the right side. Bounces off some blocking, stays on his feet, and gets inside the 20-yard line to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. So it'll be the first red zone opportunity brought to you by our car crash attorneys from Cleveland and Murphy.
And that was a good run right there, but you could tell Dixon made a mistake at receiver right there. He should have probably ran the cornerback off, and when he stayed there, that allowed the safety to be able to come down, and it narrowed the space that they could make that play.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 off of a 6-yard gain by Fillmore. Fillmore awaits the snap. Man in motion, Dixon. Fillmore will break off a couple tackles and falls forward close to the 10-yard line, and that's enough for an on-time Fashions first down. Our FNN High School Football Game of the Week also brought to you each and every week